Hello, today we're going to do a fun video, which is a Q&A question and answer. And I asked Snapchat for questions, and I really thought I might get like 3 or 4 questions because I just didn't think people were that interested. But I got quite a few questions, so I might have to break this video up into 2 parts. We'll see how it goes once I start answering some of the questions. But I'm going to jump right in. The first question was, what are your favorite lip products? So I have a few that have been longtime favorites. And one of them is this Dior Addict High Shine. And it's one of those ones that kind of looks different in the tube than it does on your lips. And it's just a really nice kind of pink color on my lips. I've had this particular color for a couple of years in various times. And the color is called Rose Croquois Sketch Pink. I'm not sure which one is the actual color, but I'll look it up and put it below for you. But that's a good one. This Buxom Nudist Matte Lip Gloss is one of my favorites. I just got it, I think, like last year, but it is such a good neutral lip color. If you just need like an everyday kind of pinky nude color, it's awesome. And then I really like this Grande Lips. So Grande Lips is one of those like plumping lipsticks, and I think it really does work. I'll show you a before and after, but I do have that lipstick on right now. But you put it on your lips, and it kind of just makes them tingle a little bit. And then they kind of give the appearance of being a little bigger than they actually are. It kind of tastes like cinnamon, so I like the taste of it and the smell of it as well. But this is from Sephora, I think, but it's called Grande Lips. And I really like this Bite lip mask. This is good if you have like severely chapped lips or just kind of rough lips. It conditions your lips, and it's a clear color, but it gives kind of a glossy effect. So this is the Bite lip mask. So those are probably my favorite lip colors, you know, that I've had for a while and that I like right now. So another person asked, do Ronnie and I, which is really Rob. Ronnie is Rob, but sometimes I call him Ronnie. Sometimes I don't call him Rob at all. I just call him Ronnie, which is crazy. But do we want kids? We're both just kind of enjoying the moment right now. We really like to travel. We love our dogs. We just like our chill life with no major responsibilities. So right now we really don't want kids in the near future, but I think we definitely do want a child. I'm not sure that we would have more than one. I'm an only child, and then Rob comes from a family of 3 sisters, so I think that we would maybe just want one child, but who knows? And like I said, I think that's definitely something that will be in the future, but not anytime soon. And another person asked, if you could do your wedding over again, what would you do differently? So I think I was so into like creating this Southern bride's wedding that I was so obsessed with those magazines, and I would look at the magazines and all the different weddings in there. And I think if I could go back, I would do something a little more simple and less flowers, less emphasis on the food, and just do something a little smaller and more simple. I don't want to say that I would elope, because I do think, like, looking back, that sounds like a good idea, but I think the experience of having a wedding is just really good, and it's a memory that you'll have forever and pictures you'll have forever. So I don't think I would elope, but I think I'd just make it a little more simple and a little less snazzy, I guess you could say. So this is crazy. Like 4 people asked me what Shasta was up to. Why is she not snapping a lot? Why is she not on Instagram? So it's really funny. And then people were like, are you still friends with Shasta? So I talk to Shasta almost every single day in a text and then a group text message. And she is just really busy with her kids, and they have a lake house, and they don't have Wi-Fi at that lake house. So they were there pretty much all summer, every weekend. So she just really hasn't had like high speed phone access. So she said she was going to try to start snapping more and would maybe try to Instagram more. But I just thought it was funny how many people asked about her because she kind of has gone MIA a little bit on Snapchat and Instagram, but she said that was not intentional. She just hasn't had her phone access like she usually does. So she'll be back, don't worry. Somebody else asked what our favorite vacation spot has been and why. And I think that both Rob and I would agree that we loved Amsterdam so much. We were very surprised at how much we both liked Amsterdam, and we would even seriously live there. Like, we every day are like, let's try to think of a job where we could live in Amsterdam. And it's funny, where Rob works, they actually took over a company in Amsterdam, and a lot of his coworkers are traveling there right now, and they brought us back a stroopwafel, which is like the most amazing thing ever. It's a waffle with this syrup in the middle of it that's kind of known as a little food that they eat in Amsterdam. So somebody from his work brought us back one, and we were just like, we want to go back to Amsterdam. But it was just so pretty and friendly. The people were friendly. Everybody rides their bikes there. It was just awesome, and I would totally live there in a second. Okay, the next person, and a couple people asked this, what do you do to your lashes and what mascara do you use? So I've done a separate video on this, but just as a refresher, I've used Revitalash for about 3 or 4 years. So this is what I put on the base of my lashes every night. I got this in Europe, and I think it's really helped. It's the Talika Liposeals, and it's actually on a brush. So I then take that and brush it on my lashes. I've also started using castor oil, and I think the castor oil is just a harder process because it gets kind of messy. You have to get it on a brush. So I probably do this like twice a week, but I'll just put that on my lashes. And then, of course, I always talk about the Real Raw Beauty face wash that I use to take off my eye makeup. This is something that I use every single day to take off everything around my eyes. So I just pump it onto my fingers, rub it into my eye mascara, and then I take a hot washcloth and wipe it off. And then this has a lot of ingredients that help your eyelashes grow as well, and they kind of like stay on your eyelashes once you take off your eye makeup. So I think all of these things make my eyelashes grow like they are. And then I also use good mascara. I've started using the Benefit Roller Lash, and I use a white primer that's by Chanel, so I'll put that down below as well. So that's what I do for my eyelashes. And somebody else asked, and they said, you use a lot of products. What has been your favorite all-time product if you had to pick one? Or what is like your tried and true product? Because I do try so many different things. So 2 things that I've used for a very, very long time. Well, 3 things, I guess. So the Revitalash I've used for a really long time, and I just continually rebuy it on Amazon. The Real Raw Beauty face wash, I've used this for like 3 years on my eyelashes to take off all my eye makeup. Sometimes I use it to take off my face makeup, but I mostly use it just around my eyes to take off my mascara. So that's something I've used forever, and I keep repurchasing. And then this is something where if you have a breakout, Shasta actually recommended this to me like 3 or 4 years ago, and I just keep using it. It's this Epicurean Acidophilus probiotic cream. So it's like a face cream, and I use it at night if my face is breaking out, and I swear the next day it's like cleared up. I don't know why or how, but it's just a really good basic kind of acne cream without having any harsh ingredients like salicylic acid or anything. So it just puts like important probiotics back in your skin. So it's pretty cool. Okay, the next question that I got asked a couple times was, who do you think killed John Bonet? So if you follow me on Snapchat or Instagram, you know I've been obsessed with that reoccurrence of the case because of its 20th anniversary that is coming up in December. So after watching all of the documentaries and kind of creeping on Reddit forums for hours at night, I really honestly think it was the brother. I think that they got in some sort of argument or fight, and he accidentally killed her with the flashlight. I don't think it was intentional. And then I think the parents freaked out and tried to cover it up. And a lot of people will ask me, well, why do you think the parents would cover that up? They love John Bonet. But I really think that they realized that that was their only child left. If John Bonet was dead, then they didn't want their other child's life ruined and he was 9 at the time, I think. So I really think that they covered it up and that they have just kind of had this elaborate cover up for years. And Patsy died, so you know she's died in 2006, and the brother and the dad just kind of keep quiet and won't do any TV interviews or anything, which I mean is understandable. But I still think there are a lot of unanswered questions, and that the fact that they weren't interviewed until April after the crime occurred in December was just crazy, and that they had copies of the police reports and everything. I mean, I could go on for a long time about this, but I really do think that somebody in that house had something to do with it or did it, and I think that it was the brother. If you've watched any of the interviews, he is just kind of socially awkward and creepy, so that's my theory. So, okay, next question was, how did you become obsessed with conspiracy theories, and what are your top 3? So I've just always loved anything creepy, ghost stories, conspiracy theories, alien TV shows. I've just always liked that kind of stuff. And I think the top 3 conspiracy theories that I like to read about or watch documentaries about are definitely UFOs and aliens and like government cover-ups for that kind of stuff. When Rob and I went to Las Vegas the last time, we actually drove to Area 51, which was awesome. It was really, really, I don't even know the right word for it, but it was just kind of an eerie feeling, like something was going on there that people didn't want you to know about. So that would probably be my top conspiracy theory. I do think that some weird stuff went on with 9/11. I'm not sure. I don't think that the whole thing was a conspiracy theory, but I do think some weird things kind of happened after they were covered up or not told to us by the government. And then probably the third thing are like the chemtrail conspiracy theories and the HARP. The thing about how like the government can cause weather patterns and earthquakes and stuff. So I'll read about that sometimes too. So those are the top 3 conspiracy theories. So another person asked, what are your dogs' names and how did you come up with those names? So we actually had a Persian cat when we first, I guess, I don't remember if we were married yet or if we were just dating, but we had a Persian cat named Elvis, and he was a very bizarre and unique cat. He was kind of weird, and we thought, this cat needs a companion because he's so weird. So we decided to get a Brussels Griffon. Rob's family had had a Brussels Griffon for years before that, so we were like, we definitely want a Brussels Griffon. So we got Miss P. Her name was at first Priscilla to go with Elvis, and we just had such a hard time saying Priscilla, so we just started calling her Miss P, and it just kind of stuck because she's very sassy and has the attitude of somebody that might be named Miss P. Kind of just like one letter, that's all you really need to know about her. So that's how she got her name. Apple and Georgina were rescues from the Rescue Association. So Apple's name was already Apple. And then Georgina's name was actually Giorgio Armani, but we didn't like that. So we changed it to something similar, which is Georgina, but we actually call her Tina because sometimes it's too much to say Georgina, so we'll say Tina. And then after calling her Tina, we have started calling her Tina Turner for the past few years. So her hair kind of looks like Tina Turner's hair, so that's why we call her that. But those are the dog names and why. So I think I'm going to do like one more, and I'm going to save the rest for a video for next week. So somebody asked, what is my favorite drugstore product? So I will be honest, I don't really buy a lot of drugstore products just because I'm not really ever in like Walgreens or anything that often. And if I do buy drugstore products, it's at Target. And I typically avoid that area because I know it's just so easy to buy stuff over there. So I don't really buy that many drugstore products. But the one that I've used for a while that I've repurchased is this Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Dark Circle Eraser, but it's really just a concealer. But it has the spongy tip and you just kind of go under and you can blend it in. I haven't been using it lately, but that question just kind of reminded me that I need to use it some more because it is such a good under eye concealer. So this is definitely probably my favorite drugstore beauty product. And I think that will end the question answer portion for today. I feel like I'm a beauty contestant on the stage being asked all of these questions. But I will do a part 2 next week. And there are a lot of other interesting questions that people asked. So I will address those next week. And I hope you all have enjoyed this. And I'll see you next time. Bye.